Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're going to difference between internal recruitment and external recruitment. What is recruitment? Recruitment means you're employing workers for a vacant position. That is what recruitment is about.
Yes.
So we have two types. We have internal and external. So we're starting with internal recruitment. When you talk about internal recruitment, it means employing workers from within the organization. That means there's a vacant position, but the position will be filled by an existing employee.
Yes.
So the post could be filled from inside the organization, internal recruitment. The vacancy may be advertised on the company notice board, or if the business is large, in a company newspaper, which may be electronically available to all employees. This method of recruitment would be suitable for an employee who seeks promotion within the business, and when the business is happy to recruit someone, from its existing workforce. So that is what internal recruitment is about.
Yes.
Employing existing staff to fill a vacant position. That is internal recruitment. So what are the advantages of internal recruitment? Number one, it is quicker and cheaper than external recruitment, which may involve expensive advertising. The first reason why it is, the first advantage about internal recruitment is that it is cheaper. Now, when they talk about cheaper, it is cheaper because you don't have to advertise. You don't have to pay newspaper. You don't have to pay specialist magazines. You don't have to pay any media to advertise such position.
Yes.
So that's why it is cheaper.
Yes.
It is quicker because it can happen at any point in time. It's up. Two, the person is already known to the business, and their reliability, ability, and potential are known. So it's because it's an existing employee, the company knows the employee very well. So the company knows the employee's ability, his skills, her level, her capability is known already. So it is an advantage to the company, because the company do not need to start making a feasibility study about the person anymore,
Yes.
or research about the person. The person is known already, and knows the system too. The third one, the person also knows how the organization works, its structure, and what is expected from its employees. The second one is about the company knowing the employee. The third one is that the employee also knows the company. So the employee knows the corporate culture of the company. It knows what is expected in the company. It doesn't need any introduction. The company does not need to introduce itself to the employee. The employee does not need to introduce himself to the company.
The employee does know the policies and this stuff.
He knows it,
Yeah.
or she knows it.
Yeah.
The fourth one, it can be very motivating for employees to see their fellow workers being promoted. It makes them work harder if they consider that promotion is possible for them too. You know, most of the time when there's internal recruitment, it means you are elevating, you are increasing the position.
Yes.
You are elevating an employee to a new position. That is what it means. So this will happen to workers that are hardworking, that are diligent, that are efficient. So because when the position is open, when there's a vacancy, when there's a room for promotion through opening or through vacant position, and an existing employee is being put into that position, or is being filled that position, it motivates other employees that they know whenever they do well, if there's a position open, there's an opening for promotion, they will definitely be promoted.
Yes.
But if there's an opening and the company have to recruit from outside the organization, that could be demotivating for employees.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So whenever there's a vacant position within an organization and an existing employee fills the position, it motivates others to also do well.
So you're basically saying if the company employs a worker from outside, that means that they're saying
that those ones there are not efficient or relevant.
Yes, they're not,
so they can't be trusted.
Yeah.
That's the point there. So those are the advantages of internal recruitment. Then we have the disadvantages. The first one, no new ideas or experience coming to the business. Other companies may have different ways of working, and these ways may be better in some respects, including making the business more efficient. Internal recruitment does not allow for this working. The first problem about internal recruitment is that you are not employing workers with new experience. And new experience might be needed, especially in a competitive environment. So you need fresh air, you need fresh recruitment, new experience from outside. So when you employ workers that are within the organization, they might not understand what is happening outside the organization. So that's a disadvantage.
Yes.
So there may be rivalry among existing employees and jealousy towards the worker who gains promotion. The second problem is that we are 4 in the department and one of us is being promoted. Is it the only one doing well? No.
Yes.
Then there might be jealousy. That might lead to conflict within the organization. And that might it may lead to inefficiency.
And less good working conditions, just worse working conditions.
Yeah, workers become demotivated because they feel they are being cheated.
Yes.
Do you get it? Or they are not recommended. Why him, not me?
Like in the hierarchy, what's called
self-esteem.
Yeah, I think it's self-esteem. So self-esteem
will be down.
Will be down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of the
it's self-esteem. Yeah. The last one, the quality of internal candidates might be low. You know, when you are recruiting workers from within the organization, you only have workers that are with limited skills.
Yes.
Unlike when you make it open, that a lot of applicants can submit their CV, can apply. When a lot of applicants can apply, they can only apply if it is external. But for internal recruitment, those that can only apply are existing workers. So that means the skills, the knowledge are limited to those within the organization.
Yeah.
Do you understand the problem there?
Yes.
So you're not going to have large pool of applicants to choose from.
It's going to be limited.
It's limited.
Yes.
So that was the problem about that. Is internal recruitment clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go to external recruitment. For external recruitment here, some businesses use mainly external recruitment. This involves advertising. Some businesses use mainly external recruitment. This involves advertising the vacancy beyond the business itself. When the business plans to recruit externally, it will need to advertise the vacancy. Advertising job vacancies can be done in several ways. Before we go into ways in which we can advertise a job. For external recruitment, it means the business is looking outside of the business to search for potential employees. That is external. So for that to happen, there's need for advertisement.
Yeah.
Huge one. So they need to invest in advertisement. If not, they won't be able to reach large numbers of potential employees or job seekers.
Mm-hmm.
So the first way they could use is the local newspapers. When we talk about local newspapers, we're talking about newspaper from within the environment. Oh, the company is in Tripoli, so you can use a newspaper in Tripoli to do the advertisement. If you think you only need workers within Tripoli, that is local newspaper.
Yeah.
For national newspaper, this is cut across the country. So national newspaper is everywhere across the country.
Yeah.
So that means you are looking from outside your state, from outside your jurisdiction to seek for employers. That's why you would use national newspaper. Do you get it? Yes. And they said these are usually used for senior positions where they may be few, if any, local people who have the right experience, skills, and qualification to do the job. National newspaper are read by many people who live in different parts of the country and by people who live in other countries who can access the newspaper online. So with senior positions which are highly paid, people will be willing to move to another part of the country. So for external recruitment, they don't just do external recruitment, it might be for a high rank position,
yes,
which will be payable. So which has more benefits. So you wouldn't mind to leave your location to another location, yes, because the job is rewarded. So that's what a national newspaper is about. Yes. Then we have specialist magazines. For specialist magazines, we're talking about magazines that are specific only on recruitment. So you can only buy some of the page to do your advertisement. Those magazines are special magazines. They are magazines for employment. So the only thing they focus on is employment opportunities. So they advertise for different companies.
So it's all a magazine about
employment. So the only thing they talk about, the only thing they do is to advertise, to post different vacancies from different countries or from different companies.
Yeah.
So that's specialist magazines. Then we have online recruitment sites, such as LinkedIn. You know,
LinkedIn,
yeah, I have a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
So recently, some companies, they check my profile, and I got the notification that some people will search for you. They search for you. They search for your profile. So LinkedIn is another link, another way to to get employment. And most of the companies now, they post vacancies through LinkedIn. So that's online sites, recruitment site. Then we have recruitment agencies. These are specialists in recruiting employees. They will advertise usually by means of their websites and interview people for many types of jobs. They hold details of the qualified people looking for another job, and when a suitable vacancy arises, they will put forward candidates to be interviewed for the job. Agencies are also approached by companies who need to employ a particular type of skilled workers. Are you there?
Yeah.
The agency will suggest applicants they think will be suitable. The use of recruitment agencies has increased in recent years. Some businesses outsource the recruitment process to agencies to reduce the need for the employment of their own recruitment team. Agencies also have a wide range of candidates on their registers. However,
Yes.
However, the service of an agency are expensive. They charge a fee for recruiting an applicant, which is based on the percentage of the salary for the vacancy, if the person is successfully appointed to the job. For recruitment agencies, they are middlemen between their firms, their businesses to their companies, but their job is to recruit for companies. So most of the time, big companies, large companies use recruitment agencies. They become their outsource center. So
Yes.
You know what outsourcing means? Giving the job that you're supposed to do, giving the job that you usually do to another company to get the job done. So the human resources of your company will not do the job. They leave it for that business, that agencies to do.
Yes.
That is what outsourcing is about.
Yeah.
So most of the time they give out contract jobs to outsource centers. So the companies will employ permanent staff. But when they need contract or casual workers or contract workers, they use outsource centers. So outsource centers will be the one to have the profile of those workers. Then if they are, what do we call it? If they are retained, if they are confirmed, then they become a full staff of the company. At that point in time, their file will be taken from the outsource center. So the outsource center is the one recruiting for them, but they are workers for the outsource center working in that company. But as soon as they are confirmed, due to their efficiency, as soon as they are confirmed, then they take their file from the outsource center to become a permanent staff of the company.
Temporarily.
Yeah, so most of the time, temporary workers are employed through outsource center.
Then it's going to be permanently if it's confirmed.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Then we have centers run by the government. These are places where job vacancies can be advertised. Details of vacancies are given to interested people. Vacancies are usually for unskilled and semi-skilled jobs. So government also runs different centers. These centers are cheap, but it's not for professional jobs. It may be for cleaners, for security personnel.
Yes.
So the government runs this type of center. So it's easy. It's cheaper when you need workers that are not professionals.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes.
So for job advertisement for external recruitment, we talked about it already. Then is there any advantages of it? No, we don't have advantages of it. Okay. So those methods of application. So a job advertisement will require the applicant to apply in writing. This can either be by filling in an application form or by writing a letter of application and enclosing a curriculum vitae or resume. A CV is a summary of a person's qualification, experience, and qualities, and is written in a standard format. A business will use the application forms or letters and CVs to see which of the applicant best match the job specification. The applicants who are the closest match will be invited for an interview. The selection stage. A shortlist will be drawn up for the best applicants. A curriculum vitae should be well laid out and clear. It should usually contain the following details. But before we go there, so method of application, you need a job. You have to apply.
Yeah.
So one way in which you can apply is to submit your CV. So when you submit your CV, the company will check if your CV suits your profile. That's your profile. If your profile suits the vacant position, that will be known through the job specification. Your profile, we talk about your profile is your person specification.
Yes.
And this person specification must be in line with the job specification. So your CV must go in line with the job description. You get it? There's
Yeah.
job description. So your CV must go in line with the job description.
Description, which will be in
Your
there.
person specification is your quality, your qualification, your skills, the knowledge you have.
Yes.
These are your person specification. Then job description is the function, the role you have to perform in the job. So your CV should have the name, your address, your telephone number, your email address, your nationality, your education and qualification, the schools you go to, and your qualification for each qualification. I'll show you my CV anyway when we're done.
Okay.
Then we have the work experience, positions of responsibility, your interest, name and address of your referees for references. Maybe those that you want the company to talk to.
Wait.
Your referee, these are the people that the company can talk to ask about you, who you are. Can you be reliable? Those you have worked with before. Could be your former manager.
Okay.
So most of the time, your referee are those that you have worked with, that are your supervisors before. Not co-workers, supervisors, like your managers.
Okay. Yes.
So the letter of application should outline briefly why the applicant wants the job, why the applicant feels he or she would be suitable. So you have to write an application letter also attached to it. That's the cover letter. We call it the cover letter. So your cover letter will give the reason why you want the job and why you think you should be given the job.
Yes.
You get that?
Yes.
So application forms are sometimes completed in place of the CV and usually ask for the same information. They may sometimes ask for other information that is specifically relevant to the job. Many job application forms are completed online. These days, you can complete your application form online. Like LinkedIn, my CV is already on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So every now and then I update it. So whenever I found an opening through LinkedIn, the only thing I have to do is to upload my CV. You get it?
Every now and then
you update it. So go to methods of selection. So as soon as applicants have submitted their CV,
yes.
Now it is the duty of the Human Resources Department of the organization to shortlist candidates for interview. Now you have received application forms. Then you have to sort the application form. As soon as you sort the application forms, the next thing you have to do is you have to select the ones that you think are suitable for the job to interview them. Exactly. So the interviewing section is about confirming what they have submitted in their CV. You know, your CV might look like a lion and you are just like a dog.
Yeah.
Do you understand the point here?
Yeah.
So your CV is rich, but you personally, you are not. You are not up to task.
Yes.
So interview will say this. So the applicants who are shortlisted and invited for interview will have provided the names and address of referees. These are people who will be asked to provide the reference, give their opinion on the applicant's character, honesty, reliability, and suitability for the job. So you know you would have submitted your CV. Your CV will contain your referee.
Yeah.
They would have contacted them to ask about how reliable you are, how accountable you are, how trustworthy you are.
Before the interview.
Before the interview, they would have scrutinized you.
Yes.
So if the applicant is a school leaver, it is normal to give the school as a referee. If the applicant is older, usually a former employer will be used. I said that already. Yeah. So interviews are still the most widely used form of selection. However, interviews are not always the most reliable way of choosing the best person for the job. The main purpose for an interview are to assess in the shortest possible time the applicant's ability to do the job, any personal quality that are an advantage or disadvantage, the general character and personality of the applicants. Will they fit in? Interviews can be one-on-one, one-to-one, two-to-one, or a panel of people to interview the applicants. Panel interviews are usually used for more senior positions.
Panel, what do you mean? Like
set a group, set more than 3 interviewers. That is a panel.
It's more like
they do that for senior positions, no senior positions, top like, positions.
Because like stress, it's like stressing, you know. If you
it's
have
expensive, it's cost. So for interview could be one-on-one, one-to-one, like one-to-one this way, or two-to-one, two people interviewing you.
Yeah.
You understand? So the purpose of interview, like they said, is to test your ability regarding the job based on your person specification, to know other qualities or features that you have that will be useful for the organization, or that will be problem for the organization.
Yes.
And the last one is your personal character. Who you are. Are you someone that is flexible enough to fit into the job or not?
Yes.
So this is why we have interview. Some businesses include tests in their selection process. For example, skill test, aptitude test, personality test. These are different type of tests you might do. Like in the banking sector in Nigeria, before you could get a job, you have to do the aptitude test.
What's the
Aptitude test? Now testing your abilities in different subjects.
okay.
That is aptitude test.
Yes.
So they want to know if you still have the knowledge, you still have the
Seriously.
no,
Yeah.
the intellects
Yeah.
to answer those questions. They are aptitude tests. These questions will be what you have done in the past.
That's like questions. Yeah.
Okay. Then we have the skill test. That's about your ability. They give you things to do and how you can get it done. They have personality test. They want to see if you can withstand stress.
Yes. Okay.
They have group situation test, which gives to complete a group situation and group is observed. Yeah, a group situation test is you are within the group and people observe you.
How is that?
You are part of a group.
Okay.
Then they observe you from outside to see how you work along with the group.
Okay.
Do you understand? For teamwork.
That's like, yeah.
Now go to recommending which workers to employ. Recommendation.
Yeah.
Recommendation could come from your referee, So they said you should now understand the process of recruitment and selection. The final decision of which workers to employ depends on several factors. One of the factors is your work experience. How important is it that the worker has direct experience of the job? So you need to put into consideration. The first thing you have to put into consideration before you employ a worker is the kind of experience he has or she has. Experience is key. So if he has years of experience, it means he doesn't need to be introduced to that job. It means he has learned a lot through the job. He has failed many times and he's still growing in the job with experience. So you have to put that into consideration. 2, educational and other qualifications. These are essential for filling the post. So you need your educational background too. Because if you are not educated, you need maybe the job position needs a graduate. So if you are a school leaver, you cannot do that job. You are not fit for the job. So your education qualification is also important. Yes. Do you get it?
Yes.
The age. They said, is youth or experience of life more important? However, business must be careful not to break any age discrimination laws that may exist in their country. So here, when you are thinking about the age category, because most of the time they'll tell you, oh, applicants should be between 27 to 35. So ensure that what you are saying is not about age discrimination. Age discrimination means you're not giving someone a job because he's too small or too old for the job.
So you don't want to tell them.
It is not based on his ability or her ability. You just think that he's too small.
Yes.
You never put into consideration his ability, his skills, his qualification. In as much as he has the qualification, in as much as he has the skills to do the job, you have to give him the job. So when you say he has the skills, he has the qualification, but he's too small or he's too old to handle the job, that is age discrimination. It is illegal. It is unethical.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But it's important you find a way to ensure that when you talk about age, it is not about discrimination.
Okay.
Because when you break discrimination laws in your country, you might be sanctioned. Your company might be closed down.
Yes, because of unemployed.
Yeah. Internal. How important is it that the applicant has a good understanding of how the business operates? You need to think about that too. Does the business need someone who already understands the nooks and crannies of the organization, or it doesn't matter, anybody can take the job?
Yes.
So you need to think about that. So it is internal if you think that someone within the organization is more pivotal to do the job. That is internal. It is external if you think that anybody could take the job. or you think you need fresh ideas, fresh skills, then you have to think about external.
Yes.
So the relative importance of these and other factors will depend on the circumstances. It is important to understand the type and size of business being considered and the nature of the job vacancy. So you have to think about the condition of your company. Are you big or small?
Yes.
Do you have the financial capability to carry on with external, or you don't have the financial capability? So these things also have to be put into consideration, your finance, before you can decide on the kind of recruitment selection you want to use.
Yes.
Rejecting unsuccessful applicants. That's where we are now. When the suitable applicants rejecting unsuccessful applicants, the company will employ. Those that are not employed are unsuccessful.
Yes.
So when the suitable applicant has been offered the job and has accepted it, the unsuccessful applicant should be informed that they have not got the job and thanked for applying. So the employment is done. So it is your duty as a company to also reach out to the unsuccessful applicants that, oh, thank you for having that faith or having an interest in our organization. So at least by that, they would know that at least the company also value them, and they might apply in the nearest future. You get it?
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
I'm not finished, but we have to.
Okay, wait. Let me see. Let's continue.
Yeah.
You go to the benefits and limitations of. No.